So we have successfully completed our deployments and our migrations, and we've checked out all the wiring. Everything's good. So before we start really building out the our digital bank here, we need to think about running tests, and not just running tests by console logging and checking things after the fact, but being able to run tests before the fact. Because remember, we're going to be putting things up in the on a blockchain, and then once it's up, it's up. So we want to make sure that everything that we're writing checks out as much as we can beforehand. And the more efficient and the better tests that we have running beforehand, the easier it's going to be, the better it's going to be in the long term for putting up our smart contracts in general. So this is a very good practice, and this is a real world sense of how to actually get things done working in professional environments. So that's why we're going to include this in our course. So the first thing we want to do is actually create our own directory for tests. So you want to go back to the DeFi staking application, make sure you're there in the main directory. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make a new directory by typing in mkdir space tests. And now we're going to cd into tests, and we'll create a new file. And we can just do this on the console by typing in touch decentral bank.test.js. Hit enter. Okay, and I'm going to cd out of this. So we're going to go back to the DeFi staking app. And now let's open up our code, and we should see our tests folder over here, right on the left-hand side, and the decentral bank test.js over here. Now there's two extensions which we're going to be using here and bringing in to act as a framework for running our tests. And that's going to be Mocha, which is included in Truffle, which is a very popular testing framework. And we're going to bring in the library Chai, which is also really great for running assertions. Before we write out our skeleton here for our tests, let's just take a look together at Mocha and Chai briefly and recap. So Mocha, you want to go to mochajs.org, and we see here that Mocha, it's a JavaScript test framework that runs on Node.js in the browser. So very similar to what we've been doing with the Truffle console. And it allows for flexible and accurate reporting. And if you scroll down, you can see installations, getting started. And then you have examples of what we're going to be doing. We're going to be writing these descriptions. We're just going to support what we want to describe. We're going to use it to send what the message should be. And we're going to be using our assertions. And then we're going to be using assertions so that it should return some sort of value, and then we use this assertion to equal one or the other. And we're going to see this together, so don't worry if this doesn't make sense right now. We're going to be doing a lot of this. And as for Chai, essentially it's an assertion library for Node, and it can be delightfully paired with any JavaScript testing framework, right? Sounds as great as a Campari soda or something like that for coding. Okay, I just thought that was just some funny wording here on the website. I like it. All right, so Chai has several interfaces that allow developers to choose the most comfortable. And TDD assert style provides a more classical feel, which is what we're going to be using. So we're going to be using the should, should, assert, expect. These are, this is what you're going to see a lot of. All right, so let's bring everything in and get this show on the Rizode.